I want you to always remember that it's okay to not be okay, and if anything, it shows that you're real, that you're human, and that we all have experiences and emotions and feelings that come up for us. And spent a good lot of my adult life bottling that up and holding it inside, or protecting that expression from the world because I didn't want to be perceived as weak, or that I wasn't a man. And I just got off the phone to my mother-in-law, and I broke down this morning. We've all been experiencing a lot of change in life and a shift, and we've had many struggles, from financial, emotional, and it's funny because I am here to share my own experience in the hope that other men will be able to enable them to open up and express, and that's been a huge pillar for me in my own growth, to be able to open myself up and to express, to let the tears flow, to show emotion, and it's been so rewarding. And it's funny. It's I teach people about the power of influence our environments have on us, and that's from everything from your work environment, your home environment, your social environments, but also your environments come down to the consumption of what you are consuming through media and reading and watching and listening, and that can become quite overwhelming. And especially if you're an overanalyzer and a deep thinker like I am, you can become so overconsumed by the enormity of what's happening in the world. And just as an example, I spend a lot of my time on social media platforms because that's how I present, a lot of what I do, and that's how I connect with my audience. But there's the work related side of it, and then there's the social side of it, where news outlets are pumping out stories, or friends are sharing the ideologies, and when you become overconsumed by that, it can be you can store up all this emotional baggage, and if you don't let it out, it'll really start to affect you and take over control of how you feel and how you act and how you react. And I know, without going into the specifics of everything that's happened in the last 6 months, it's like, my best friend, my twin flame, my partner, my stepkids, they're in California, and we travel back between each country every couple of months, and I should have been there in May for my birthday, her birthday, our anniversary. Had this big proposal plan, then that all changed, and then this, not knowing when you'll be able to travel, when you'll be able to leave or move around, and then in regards to consumption, like from the early stages, I consumed all the right material to know that what was happening was actually very much falsified, and we're being forced to do things and act in certain ways that don't make any sense. The virus is real, but it's not dangerous, it's not deadly, it's not any worse, or it's actually less worse than the seasonal flu. And no one cares about the seasonal flu. On top of that, the whole Black Lives Matter thing, I get that, and I respect that. And it's not that, it's, yes, I'm starting to see people talk about changing the name of cheese brands because it's offensive to racial discrimination, or changing the mascot of a cereal because it's racially discriminating, or you know, a child's music group, parents are wanting them to change the group because they're not diverse enough. And I realized that I've become so overconsumed by material that is actually irrelevant to my life, really, like my day-to-day life, my mental health. And I'm actually actively out in the community wanting to make a difference with people. I'm wanting to help young men and guys realize that there is a lot more to life than their current circumstances if they're struggling, and to see value in themselves and to become the best version of themselves so that they can become the best version for everyone else around them, for their kids, for their family, their friends, their work colleagues, and any environment that they're in. And it doesn't matter how far evolved or how much you grow and you learn about yourself, there'll always be moments where you learn more about yourself and you're put in positions where emotions and feelings come up, and you've got to welcome them, because that shows you that you're real, that you're human, and you're compassionate, and you have compassion for not just yourself but everyone else around you. So if it's okay to not be okay, it's part of being human. And that's the whole point of feeling and understanding how to feel, and by expressing it, let the tears flow, let the snot dribble out of your nose, get lost for words or lost in that breath because you're so emotional. That's being real, that's being compassionate, and that's being a real man. Anyone that thinks by sharing your emotions, crying or expressing how you feel is a weakness, that's weak by holding it in. And, it's anyone who judges another person, especially a male on a male, like I've grew up, dabbling in all kinds of different mixed martial arts. Grew up, loved boxing, Thai kickboxing, Krav Maga. I've done some freestyle martial arts and ninjutsu. I'm not I'm a jack of all trades. I've just dabbled in them. So, I understand the basics. I know how to strike and muck around, but I'm no martial artist. But while I'm saying that in context, like you may judge me for crying, and you may think that's a weakness, yet I would kick your ass in a physical interaction. Yet I have the ability to express my emotions, express my feelings, which releases all this tension, which allows me to grow as a man. It allows me to love more, allows me to love, my friends, my family, my partner, my kids, because I love myself more, and I'm not containing myself to a ideology or putting restraints on myself on how I should act or how I should feel. So I want you to know that it's okay not to be okay. It's actually part of the process. It's how we grow. It's how we become more of a man, a real man, a man that protects his family and friends, but loves them so much that he's willing to show all his raw emotion, to show that he feels, that he's part of that connection and that energy and that love and that beauty. It's okay not to be okay. But don't stay stuck in that. Find a way to empower yourself. Find a way to understand and love that situation, because that is emotion. Raw emotion is what makes you human, and understanding it and growing from it is what will make you supernatural, superhuman, because you have physical strength, you have mental strength, and you have emotional strength, and you've connected yourself to a spiritual strength, and that is the foundation of life and love.